In 2010, I opted to leave my nursing and stay home with Mom. She was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and I promised her I would never put her in a nursing home. So I had to leave my position. I figured, what can happen in a year? I'm 64, I got 1 year till 65, and then I'll have Medicare, and we're home free. We bumped along, and along about April of 2011, I found a lump in my left breast and knew that I was in serious trouble.
In January 2014 is when I first started the bleeding. Started having periods, and it was like monthly. Because I was self-employed, I have no health insurance, and I hadn't been to a doctor in probably 13 or 14 years. I was afraid to go to a doctor because I have no insurance and didn't know how I could pay for it. And then about 6 months later, I started having abdominal pain that was pretty rough.
I called around the medical community that I knew, and I couldn't get in. They didn't want to take the chance of liability. I was kind of hung out. And eventually, I finally called Family Practice Clinic because I knew that was a clinic where folks who were low income could go. And the girl said, "No, I'm sorry. We can't take you." She said, "But let me tell you something. Planned Parenthood would do a well woman check on you for $99.
In June of 2014, a friend of mine recommended that I go to Planned Parenthood. And when she mentioned Planned Parenthood, I wondered why I hadn't thought of it myself. I had nowhere else to turn. And I knew that if Planned Parenthood couldn't help me, they would guide me.
The Breast and Cervical Cancer Screening Program, or BCCS, allows women to access breast and cervical cancer screenings, including Pap tests, breast screenings, mammograms, and diagnostic follow-up when indicated.
They did the well woman check, and the nurse practitioner that did my well woman check said, "You do have an abnormality, and this is what we've got to do." And that's where my journey started. They sent me to the office, and the young lady sat me down, and she said, "Look, you don't need to worry about a darn thing." She said, "I'm going to watch, and I'm going to take care of you. We'll get this straight." And I knew from then on that they were my lifeline.
When I first came in for my first appointment, I was already feeling pretty bad. Right after the nurse practitioner did the Pap test on me, she informed me that this was not a period I was having. She told me that it was not normal. I was scared. When they found out I had cancer, they called me and they said, "We can still help you." And they told me that there was a special Medicaid for cervical and breast cancer, and could I come in and fill out the application.
In Waco, Planned Parenthood is the only BCCS provider. So not only are we able to provide women with the screening services through BCCS, but we're also the only provider that can help women enroll in the Medicaid for breast and cervical cancer treatment program if she receives a diagnosis. In Waco, we serve about 550 women a year through BCCS, and if the legislature is successful in excluding Planned Parenthood from the program, those women will lose access to life-saving breast and cervical cancer screenings.
The only reason I'm here today is Planned Parenthood. If Planned Parenthood hadn't been available, I would have gone home and sat and waited. There wasn't any other option I had. With what Planned Parenthood provided for me, it was like putting me on the road to life. I wouldn't have had any other options.
If I hadn't come to Planned Parenthood, there was no way I could have had the care with no insurance. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I couldn't have paid for this. There's so many women that don't know about it that could use it, and we need it. I would be dead if it hadn't been for this program.